So let's calculate the average. So average, it makes $15, all right? So I should charge $15 for this option, approximately. Again, this is an approximation. If I recalculate that, it's going to have kind of different numbers. We have a variety of ways of reducing the variation of that average. One of them is the large number of replications. In general, if you double the number of replications, the precision of your estimate is going to go up by square root of 2. Okay? But we have other means at our disposal, which we're going to talk about on Wednesday and some next week. Let's also calculate the Asian payoff. It's the difference between max of 0, the average price minus the strike. At least for this approximation, the Asian payoff is about 60% of the euro payoff. So much cheaper. Then if you want to calculate its PV, since it's for 1 year, approximate value of the European option is 1334 and Asian option is 575. Oh, I'm sorry. This should be B2. You see how cheap it is. If you want more applications, all you have to do is take these. Let's go up to 5,000. Come on. Okay, let's go to 10,000. It is going to take a while to execute it, but hey, who cares? Okay, let's leave it there. Let's see, on these averages, 1127s are going to be 8350. I'll show you a quick and dirty way of doing those things. In all of these formulas, I want to change 1127s to 8350s. Hit Control H, which is global find and replace. Let's see, 14 over 794. When I recalculate the sheets, those numbers are not going to change as much. There is still some variation, but it's not that much. I'll briefly talk about the techniques to reduce those variations. One is to make sure that the simulated distribution is exactly symmetrical. So if I have a random standard normal random number, in the next replication I'm going to basically use its mirror image. If I get 5%, I'm going to use negative 5%. If I get negative 2%, in the next one I'm going to use 2%. It's called antithetic replication. That reduces the variance quite a bit. What actually helps most is what we call the control variant technique. In this case, we already have an exact formula for a European option, right? So if I have pads that overstate the value of such an option, they're going to overstate it both for Asian and European, correct? So what we do is, for example, let's open up our, if I can find it. This is from a different place, but hey, it doesn't matter. Hundreds, 1 year from now, it is what? 02/13/24, sigma 30, discount 4. Okay. 1375 is the European call option exact price. Ours is 1391. So it's overstating it. If it's overstating it, then I'm going to basically apply exact same overstatement to the Asian, because I'm actually interested in the Asian. So overstatement is that divided by so it overstates by about 3%. So I'm going to take that one and multiply it by the overstatement. So that's my guess for the Asian option, approximation. And that's not going to change too much. And so on and so forth. We'll spend more time on those. Then we do the VBA function, but those are the kind of the techniques. Now, one thing about Monte Carlo simulation, you cannot use it if the payoff is what we call strongly path dependent. For example, if there was an early exercise option for the Asian payoffs, the payoff depends on exactly when that exercise happens. But that exercise is up to the owner of the option. Since I cannot estimate that, we can't use it. But there are some what we call weakly path dependent options. For example, barrier options. I'm going to calculate just for the hell of it today, then I'll let you guys go. Think about pricing and up and out, call option with rebate. Here's how that works. Two parameters. One of them is a strike. That's the standard strike, in this case 100. And the second one is barrier. Let's call it 120. Here's the payoff. If the price of underlying always stays below the barrier, then the payout is that of a standard European option. Price always below 120. So if it finishes at 115, I'm going to pay you $15. That's the payout. If it finishes at $90, I'm going to pay you $0 because it's below strike. If the price ever touches or exceeds the barrier, the option will pay barrier minus strike.